I think a lot goes down and everyone's going to be very surprised.
A terrifying crash in the heart of Las Vegas left Southern Charm's Madison LeCroy reeling, forcing her to abruptly cancel a major appearance at Bravo's biggest event of the year. She called the experience frightening, but as fans would soon discover, the accident was just the latest explosion in a life defined by controversy and scandal. The real story isn't just about what happened on that Vegas road. It's about the trail of chaos and broken rules that led her there. Before she was a Bravo superstar, she was at the center of a bombshell rumor that threatened to topple one of the most famous couples in the world. It was a scandal involving secret messages, clandestine phone calls, and a name that everyone recognized: Alex Rodriguez. The MLB legend then engaged to Jennifer Lopez. The accusation surfaced in the most dramatic way possible. During a Southern Charm reunion, co-star Craig Conover, fed up with Madison's behavior, dropped the bomb that she had been flying around the country to sleep with married ex-MLB players. The statement hung in the air, a shocking allegation that seemed too wild to be true. But then, the whispers started, and the rumors pointed directly at Era. The media erupted. Here was a hairdresser from South Carolina, suddenly entangled with a global icon and his equally famous fiancé. The story was everywhere, a shocking collision of reality television and A-list celebrity culture that nobody saw coming. The pressure mounted as fans and tabloids alike demanded answers. Was this small-town reality star really the secret woman in A-Rod's life? Madison immediately went on the defensive, launching a full-scale campaign to clear her name. She insisted that she had never even met Alex Rodriguez in person, let alone had an affair with him. Her story was simple and direct. They had exchanged some private messages, or DMS, but it was all completely innocent. She claimed he had reached out to her, and they had spoken on the phone. But that was the absolute extent of their communication. She painted herself as the victim of a baseless rumor, a woman whose name was being dragged through the mud for no reason. But her Southern Charm co-stars weren't buying it for a second. They had heard a different version of events, one that painted a far more intimate picture. Danny Bird, a close friend at the time, revealed that Madison had shown her their messages and even claimed they had been on FaceTime calls. Shep Rose added another layer to the mystery, alleging that Madison had bragged about A-Rod making her sign a non-disclosure agreement, or an NDA. The conflicting stories created a whirlwind of speculation. Who was telling the truth? Was Madison a masterful liar, or were her castmates trying to take her down? The A-Rod scandal was a PR nightmare, but it was far from her only brush with a high-profile celebrity romance gone wrong. As the dust from the A-Rod allegations began to settle, Madison found herself at the center of yet another public entanglement, this time with recently divorced NFL quarterback Jay Cutler, the ex-husband of reality TV queen Kristin Cavallari. The timing was suspicious, and many wondered if it was a genuine connection or a cleverly orchestrated play for more headlines. Madison didn't leave things to the imagination for long. In a move that seemed designed to provoke, she released screenshots of her private text messages with Jay. The texts showed Cutler allegedly pursuing her, planning a visit, and bad-mouthing his ex-wife. It was a messy, calculated move that threw gasoline on an already raging fire. Madison was essentially trying to prove that she wasn't the one chasing fame. Famous men were chasing her. The release of the texts was a declaration of war, not just against Cutler, but against his powerful ex, setting the stage for one of the most bitter reality TV feuds in recent memory. The battle lines were drawn. On one side was Madison, the unapologetic Southern belle, and on the other was Kristin Cavallari, the seasoned reality star from the hills. The feud exploded when Kristin was spotted hanging out with Madison's on-again, off-again ex, Austen Kroll. The public reunion of Kristin, Jay, and Austen was seen as a direct shot at Madison. The two women began trading blows on social media, using cryptic captions and pointed song lyrics to take jabs at one another. Madison posted a selfie with the caption, "Unbothered," while Kristin shared a video of herself with a friend, lip-syncing to a song about drama. Fans were captivated, taking sides and dissecting every post for hidden meanings. It was a masterclass in modern-day feuding, played out in real time for millions of followers. The rivalry between the two reality stars became a major storyline, proving that Madison could hold her own against even the most established veterans of the genre. But at the heart of it all was her toxic, chaotic relationship with one man, Austen Kroll. Madison and Austen's relationship was a perpetual train wreck, a cycle of passionate reunions and explosive breakups that provided years of content for Southern Charm. But their final, spectacular implosion was a moment that would go down in Bravo history. The drama reached its peak when Madison exposed a secret video that Austen had tried to keep hidden. She revealed, in front of their entire cast and a national television audience, that she had caught him with 2 other women. The confrontation was raw and brutal. Madison was furious, not just at the betrayal, but at the humiliation. Austen, cornered and exposed, could do little more than stammer and make excuses. He claimed he thought they were broken up, a weak defense that did nothing to quell Madison's rage. The secret recording became the final nail in the coffin of their relationship. It was a shocking moment of betrayal that showcased the depths of their dysfunction and cemented Madison's reputation as someone who is not afraid to burn everything to the ground to get her revenge. While the constant scandals and public feuds might have destroyed a lesser reality, Starr's career, for Madison, they were rocket fuel. Each controversy, from the A-Rod rumors to the Jay Cutler texts and the Austen Kroll video, only made her more famous. She had transformed from a supporting character into the undeniable main event of Southern Charm. Viewers tuned in specifically to see what she would do or say next. She was polarizing, with an army of fans who admired her strength and an equal number of critics who saw her as a villain. But love her or hate her, you couldn't ignore her. Madison had cracked the code of reality television. She understood that in the world of Bravo, controversy equals currency. She leaned into her role as the pot stirrer, the homewrecker, and the woman who always got the last word. Her star power was undeniable, and she was quickly becoming one of the biggest names in the network's entire lineup. But behind the tough exterior and the constant on-screen drama, Madison was dealing with a private battle that was far more serious than any reality TV feud. She revealed to the world that her new husband, Brett Randall, had been fighting cancer. The news was a shock to fans who were used to seeing a completely different side of her life. Suddenly, the woman who seemed to thrive on conflict was showing a profound vulnerability. She spoke about the fear and uncertainty of his diagnosis and the strength it took for them to navigate his treatment together. It was a poignant reminder that behind the carefully constructed television personas are real people with real-life struggles. Sharing this deeply personal story allowed viewers to see Madison not as a villain or a pot stirrer, but as a devoted wife facing one of life's greatest challenges. It was a moment of raw humanity that added a new, unexpected dimension to her public image. With her personal life stabilized and her reality TV career soaring, Madison headed to Las Vegas for BravoCon 2025 as one of the network's A-list stars. The annual convention is a massive 3-day spectacle, and Madison was slated to be a major part of it. She was scheduled for multiple panels, fan meetings, and one of the weekend's most coveted spots, a seat on a special episode of Andy Cohen's late night show. Watch What Happens Live. The taping was a big deal, a live special featuring some of the biggest names from across the Bravo universe. Madison was at the top of her game, ready for a weekend of celebration with her fans and co-stars. But just hours before she was set to take the stage with Andy Cohen, disaster struck. A sudden, violent car accident on the streets of Las Vegas changed everything, bringing her triumphant weekend to a screeching, terrifying halt. News of the accident spread quickly after Madison posted a shocking update to her Instagram stories. She told her millions of followers that she and her team had been in a car accident while on their way back to their hotel. She immediately announced that she would not be able to make it to the Watch What Happens live taping that night. She described the experience in stark, visceral terms, writing, "Thankfully we're all okay, but it was frightening." The word frightening hung heavy, conveying the seriousness of the ordeal. She added that they were all still trying to catch our breath from the shock of the crash. She ended her message by expressing her gratitude that everyone involved had walked away, a sentiment that underscored just how bad the accident could have been. The news sent a wave of concern through the Bravo community, with fans and fellow stars flooding her social media with messages of support. The drama, however, didn't start with the car crash. In the hours leading up to the accident, Madison was already making waves at BravoCon for an entirely different reason. She had gotten into a verbal sparring match with another powerful reality star, Silva of The Real Housewives of New York City. During a panel, Madison was asked about her interactions with other Bravo celebrities, and she didn't hold back. She publicly declared that Cy was the meanest girl she had ever met. The comment was a direct shot, a bold accusation to make on a public stage during the network's biggest event. It was classic Madison, unfiltered, confrontational, and guaranteed to create a headline. The feud was just getting started, and it was a clear sign that even when she was supposed to be celebrating, Madison was always ready for a fight. The meanest girl comment immediately ignited a firestorm on social media. Silva did not take the insult lying down. The two women began a digital war. posting screenshots of their private DMs and trading accusations for all their followers to see. Madison claimed Sai had been rude and dismissive, while Sai fired back, suggesting Madison was the one who had been aggressive. It was a classic case of two strong-willed reality stars clashing, and fans were eating it up. The feud quickly became one of the biggest stories to come out of BravoCon, a real-time showdown between two of the network's most talked-about personalities. The back-and-forth insults and receipts provided a perfect example of how modern celebrity feuds unfold, with every message and comment being dissected by an engaged and opinionated audience. As Madison recovered from the accident, the questions began to swirl. While she was physically okay, the incident cast a dark shadow over her weekend. Was it just a case of terrible luck? A random and unfortunate event in a city known for its chaos? Or was there something more to it? The timing was incredibly dramatic, even for a reality star whose life is filled with drama. To be involved in a frightening car crash just hours after starting a public feud and right before a major live television appearance seemed almost scripted. Of course, there was no evidence to suggest it was anything other than an accident. But for a figure as polarizing as Madison, the speculation was inevitable. The crash became another mysterious chapter in her already complicated story, leaving fans to wonder about the pressures and potential dangers that come with her level of fame. Looking back, the BravoCon accident feels like a fitting metaphor for Madison LeCroy's entire career. It was sudden, dramatic, and it got everyone's attention. From the moment she first appeared on Southern Charm, she has been a force of nature, a whirlwind of controversy and charisma who has consistently upended the show's dynamics. Her history is a highlight reel of unforgettable, explosive moments. From her tumultuous relationship with Austen Kroll, which swung between passionate romance and outright warfare, to her legendary feuds with cast members like Olivia Flowers and her rumored dalliances with some of the most famous men in sports, she has never had a quiet season. Madison built her brand on being the woman who was not afraid to say to do the unthinkable and to challenge anyone who stood in her way. In the end, Madison LeCroy has proven herself to be one of the most resilient and captivating figures in modern reality television. She has weathered storms that would have sunk many others, from national scandals to deeply personal crises. The car accident at BravoCon was a terrifying ordeal, but it also served as another reminder of her ability to command the spotlight, even in the most unexpected ways. She emerged from the incident with the same strength and defiance that has defined her career, ready for the next chapter. Her journey has been a masterclass in turning chaos into celebrity and drama into a brand. One thing is absolutely certain: wherever Madison LeCroy goes, a headline is sure to follow. The only question now is, what will she conquer next?